Fancy managers, hello, happy new year, and welcome back to the FPL Addicts Game Week 20 podcast stream. There we go, I've got the thumbnail off, we're working, we're live, it is happening, we're a bit out of practice here at the FPL Addicts. It's been 3 weeks since we were last on air, in your ears on YouTube. I was going to say come into your ears then, I said it anyway. But if you're new around here...
What a start to the podcast.
If you're new around here and you love jokes like that, make sure you give this podcast a like, subscribe, and jump in the comments. If you're not happy with the comments, please do let us know your feedback and drop us a DM. And let's say good day to a couple of our panelists who join us today. We do have the FPL Rev, Mikey Ferguson, live with us, as well as returning back from his UK tour. He's been on international duty. It is the one and only, the mullet, Chaz Roberts.
Yeah.
The boys are back. We do have Reedy joining us sometime soon. Not sure when he does what he wants, that guy. But lads, it's been a minute. I hope you're well. Happy New Year to you both. Mikey, how was your New Year, mate?
Oh, it was pretty nice. Went down to Plymouth with the family. It's actually quite nice to take a little bit of a break from fantasy football. I think that little break has recharged the energy and got the passion back into it. And to be honest, I think all of us needed a break from it because we're all doing so badly. the pressure of the pod has been getting to us.
Come on, you've been all right. Listen, we'll chat more about more about performances. You've managed to wake up a little bit in our league, but
finally,
listen, he has joined us. Reedy is back. I'll jump to you in a minute, Reedy. But Chaz, how's it feel to be back on the homeland, mate? Have you? How's your trip?
Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Can I safely say that trip was probably the best experience I've had today? It was fantastic to meet Rev in person and talk about his life as a vicar. It was great to meet Reedy as well, and we loved our experience at the Arcanes. It would have been on Merseyside, and going to Goodison Park, what an experience that was. And same with doing the double header on Boxing Day.
Definitely want to forget that day at Goodison Park.
Can you talk us through what happened at Everton at Goodison Park?
I think what happened was we had about 6 minutes of just pure chaos, and Brighton hit us for 3 in the space of 6 minutes. It was horrible. Me and Chazza, we were sat there just jaws on the floor. I can't believe what's happening. I couldn't even tell you what went wrong, to be honest. And we were looking over to our left, and there was Frank Lampard on the side, arms folded. And we were just what can you do? And then it all got a bit rowdy afterwards, didn't it, Chazza? When people were shouting, sack the board. It all got a little bit aggressive. So, yeah, man. Definitely.
So is it safe to say Chazza won't be getting invited back to Goodison Park?
He's definitely a bad luck charm. For sure.
Chaz, it wasn't all bad for you though, mate. You did make it to the Emirates. And how was that experience? What was the result again?
3-1, and being there, mainly because we're top of the league, the atmosphere hit different. It felt like paradise the entire game. And where I sat was in the posh area. And about after 5 minutes, one of the family friends said to me, I think you belong on level 1, where all the noise occurs.
I'm sure you. You sent us a couple of videos, didn't you? The WhatsApp videos were come flooding in. You took over the FPL Addicts Instagram as well, and you kept us well entertained and well briefed on what you're up to. Stuff of legend. We did get a lot of love on the Instagram as well from all your fans that you've now found. So we're expecting a bit more when you go to Australian games as well, mate. So I think you need to continue that.
Yeah, well, just on Australian games too. And when I do go to a game in Australia, I'll have to make sure I invade the pitch and chuck a flare on as well.
Listen, it's not a game in Australia if you don't do that now, is it? But let's go elsewhere. Chris Reed, has arrived on the podcast. Better late than never, mate. How are you, buddy?
I wasn't actually late, and you know this, Jack. That's unfair.
Oh, yeah.
I was
straight
there.
in with the roast.
I have to go out. I know, yeah, straight away he's caning me already, isn't he? Hey, nothing changed.
And you have nibbled a little bit, to be fair.
Yeah, nothing changes. Yeah. I normally let it slide, but no, I'm not having it this time. I'm not having it. No, all jokes aside, yeah, doing well. Enjoying FPL being back. Not enjoying Liverpool being so bad at the moment, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's good to be back on the pod. Just feels like I've not been able to do it during last year, or the back end of last year anyway. So it's good to be on with you boys, albeit it's not the full squad. But we know that Ollie and Elliot have got other duties at the moment to attend to. But yeah, great to be here. Great to crack on and have a look into FPL and another double game week as well, which I'm sure is going to cause some problems for some people.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, we've got plenty of fixtures. Like I said, we haven't done a podcast since game week 17, so we do apologise to all our fans for having nearly a month off. But it has been Christmas, New Year, new jobs. With Chaz away, we didn't want to do a stream without him either. But like I said, we tried to do as much content on the Instagram as possible. Rev, just quietly, what is it a bit quiet around your house now?
Oh yeah, I mean Christmas at a vicar's house is always a bit hectic,
especially when you're taking in ones from down under as well.
Yeah. It was like having 4 kids. I've got 3, and then Chaz came along.
Chaz with a moustache,
and we looked after him. We gave him his Sunday roast. Took him out to Goodison Park.
It was a ridiculous serving, but it was good,
as Reedy says. And yeah, no, it was a great time. It was really great to meet Chaz in person and spend a little bit of time relaxing, which is great, man.
Yeah, brilliant. And not many other places can link up like what we've done here. Obviously, we're based in Australia. Me and Chazza, Ollie and Elliot, and you boys in Scousland in England. Yes. And we've managed to send one of our panelists over to connect with you guys. You put him up as well. So absolutely credit to you boys for looking after him and sending him back in one piece. It's incredible that, and that's what FPL, we've been brought together all together to do that. And you've done a tour of that. It's incredible. Also, very proud moment. Very proud moment. So very impressed.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so good. All right, let's get into it. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Finnegan. Pretty much, you've got a couple of celebrities on here. He's got to come on our podcast at some point, surely.
Yeah, he really does.
There's no bar in ours, unfortunately. We are still doing this virtually between us. So
yeah, well, he's battering me in our church mini league.
Mini league.
Yeah. Well, and he's a vicar as well. So he said to me, like, he's literally 100 points ahead of me. He's like, I'm gonna take your title of the FPL Rev.
Yeah,
I'm gutted.
I believe Alan and Tom are doing better.
Yeah, they're going to make me obsolete.
Listen, maybe they don't belong on this podcast then, because you've got to be shy to be on this podcast. So
yeah, you really. But the fact that I'm top of our mini league is not really so. I haven't mentioned it yet because it's not really anything to boast about.
The position's not the points, right? This is what it's about.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, let's debrief and see what's happened in the world of football. These are obviously the fixtures for next week, so that's no good. So let's go to the review. We'll start obviously with Reedy, with Brentford and Liverpool. That's probably the best place to start because it is top of the page, and we all hate Liverpool. So go on, Reedy. Give us a bit of a debrief. What's happened here, mate?
Well, the 2nd of January feels like an absolute age ago. It pretty much is, to be honest. But that's the game that me, Chazza, and Rev watched in the pub.
I can debrief this together then.
Yeah, well, we did. Yeah, we watched it together. It was almost like, we all, I say all 3 of us at least watched it. I think Rev shot off before half time. It's a good job he did, to be fair. But yeah, Liverpool didn't look great. Same story as usual, defensively poor. Darwin having some great chances as he always does, but in all fairness to Brentford, they absolutely smashed it. They were brilliant. Worked as a unit. What we've seen from Brentford. Remember when they beat United 4-0, absolutely battered us. So yeah, you probably forgot about that one, Jack. But yeah, there's not much to really say. We got back into it. Oxlade-Chamberlain got his goal to make it 2-1. I think was it Wissa eventually got his goal after being flagged.
Got the goal. Was it two other goals offside as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we got that goal. I think that was to make it 2-0, and then we, Oxlade-Chamberlain made it 2-1. And you thought maybe we kick on a bit and sort of put pressure on. We did have possession. We did maybe have a couple of chances, but as soon as Brentford got that third goal, that was it. It was wrapped up. And Buemo just took the mick out of Canate. Bad defending, poor defending, and another issue also in the game was the injuries. I think Klopp made 3 substitutions at once, and Virgil van Dijk came off with his hamstring injury, which we didn't know at the time, but later on we found that out. So very poor Brentford, brilliant. Can't deny them. And gonna have to do something special against Brighton in the next fixture, because they're also another team who are capable of giving people a hiding. And
speaking of hidings, let's segue straight onto that game. You boys were at this game. You saw it all live, every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Rev?
There's no hiding from it. There's no hiding from the hiding.
Looks like you got the score sheet as well, Mikey.
Yeah, I know.
Ferguson.
Yeah. and they were so good on the break. They were so good. Like, I think, for the FPL managers out there watching, what's his name? Mitoma? Yeah.
Mitoma,
Watching him in person, like, so.
Is he?
So
how good is he? How good is he?
Like, pretty quick. He's pretty quick, especially on the break. And the fact that he just carved us open, just with ease. It wasn't even close. The game wasn't close. He just battered us start to finish. It was quite funny because we were like sat like directly opposite the away fans, and they were just taking the mick the whole game. It was quality banter from them, but like at the time, I'm just like, I couldn't believe we were sat there, absolutely taking it. And it was also one of the first times that in a while that I've been to see Everton without any FPL assets in my team, because we are just in free fall at the moment. I don't know how you fix a problem like Everton at all. Like I wouldn't touch them with a barge pole at the moment.
I think the one thing that surprised me the most about that game was how quickly Brighton scored them 3 goals.
Yeah.
I think it was like
chaos.
They were all scored within the 50-something minute. The last 3 goals were scored in that time, and it was just like, next thing you know, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, and it was like, what's going on? Obviously you were at the game with Chaz, and it must have been horrible to watch.
My question on it, sorry, Mikey, is now you're very much a stats based, obviously, man. When you're picking your players, you're planning your FPL transfers. You've got the eye, like obviously you've got a chance to look at the eye test there. Watching live games, as we know, is a lot different than watching on telly and watching highlights and stuff. Is there anyone that did stand out that you were surprised by you thought, obviously, especially more so from a Brighton perspective, I guess, like Solly Marsh and and Pascal Gross. Surely them boys are, ones that you thought, well, they're actually a lot better than what I actually thought based on the stats that presented.
Yeah, Marsh was good. He was like right on the wing. We were like a stone's throw away from him, and just watching him take the mick out of Michalenko for the whole second half was obviously embarrassing. I think one of the problems was with Everton is that we go and get a result at Man City, and then we go and get battered by Brighton. And I think one of the things that we changed, it was the system. Like at City, we played like a 3-4-3 with wing backs, and I thought that really, really suited us, especially like in terms of being able to defend in the wide areas of the pitch, and that's where Brighton like absolutely murked us. And so I don't know why we changed formation when we did so well at City with it, and then we went back to like a 4-2-3-1. And so I just think we need to go back to that 3-4-3. And if we were gonna do that, I'd definitely like have a look at Damari Gray, especially because he looks like he's got penalties now.
Okay.
So that's always a little bonus. But at the same time, I'm avoiding Everton. Going after Mitoma from Brighton seems like a great shout, especially because Trossard is being isolated out of the squad at the moment. Trossard is trending on Twitter. He wants to leave Brighton. I don't know where he's going to go because it looks like Potter's going to get the sack as well. So he can't just like jump ship.
Chelsea will probably sign him and then sack Potter the next day.
Yeah.
But like Tuchel and Aubameyang.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, elsewhere, Chazza, any particular games? Obviously, you watched so much Premier League when you were there. You were trying to soak up so much. Obviously, you were at that game, but Mike has just taken 20 minutes of your segment there. So who would you like to chat about, mate? Any teams that you want to mention or assets that you've looked at? I mean, between the two Chelsea games, there was a week in between there. Any Chelsea assets?
Matoma.
Oh, my days.
Okay.
I've got PTSD from that game.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say PTSD from having Chazza staying.
It's a combo. It's a combo of both.
I think the game week genuinely was epitomised around one player, and his name was Mitrovic, getting a goal against Leicester, then getting a yellow card. But if he got 2 yellow cards, he would have only been suspended for the cup. But he got the 1 card and missed against the Chelsea game. I know there were some other players who were relatively important in relation to the captaincy discussion who scored less than him. But yeah, Mitrovic not playing against Chelsea, yet Fulham still managed to win their 4th game in a row and are now flying in 6th position. They have been flying since Boxing Day.
I'd love to know when the last time they won without Mitro in the team, because that is an incredible win. Obviously, I know Chelsea are absolutely pony at the minute, but I'd be keen to find that out, Chaz. Because I know you're a stat man and you know your random stats, so you should find that one out, mate.
In terms of Mitro or no Mitro, the last time Fulham beat Chelsea, I think, was 2005 or 2006, which is crazy. Most of the time, majority of the time, even when Chelsea go to Craven Cottage, they win. So it's huge for Fulham. And you look at the league table, it reflects how well they've done this season. They're up to 7-6 now or something like that. So yeah, Silva's doing a great job. What happened when he was at Everton, Mikey?
Couldn't defend.
Did he not have the right players, or like what?
Couldn't defend.
We
just couldn't defend under him.
Yeah.
Attacking wise, it was great, but we'd lose every game like 3-2.
Yeah.
Or like 4-3.
He's doing wonders at Fulham, and as you said,
he's doing great.
No Mitrovic, which I captained Mitrovic. I think Chazza was as well. I think we were the only two.
I was too. We were talking about it on the Tuesday once we did go to the arcade. It was
it's just a shame, but it is one of those. We got a similar scenario this week, which I won't say yet, but we kind of probably all know what that is. But yeah, Fulham, Chelsea. But I think as well a standout one for me was probably Spurs Palace. Spurs looked a little bit flat and a little bit sort of lacking some goals basically. But to go away to Palace and beat them 4-0, I think Palace are having a terrible time at the moment. So Harry Kane, obviously, I transferred him out for Mitrovic. That's another bit of pain to experience, and he's doing well. He's still ticking along and being overlooked by people, and he's not far off Haaland's numbers, to be fair. Well, in terms of points in FPL, that is. So yeah, unbelievable record from Harry Kane this season. I think is it 17 so far? 17 goals, is it? Oh, maybe more, but absolutely flying. But yeah, we'll move on to what the mini league looks like. Obviously, the podcast mini league, one of the hardest leagues to be a part of. I was top of that league for 15 weeks, and then I didn't do my team for last game week, and it's absolutely killed me. So, but we are going to start at the bottom. This guy's still got jet lag, and he is sitting in 6th position. Balls of Steel, Chazza Roberts, 46 points he accumulated there. Chazza, did you make any moves you made one transfer for this game week? Who did you bring in?
Yeah, it would have been Zaha to Mount, which I think somehow either was equal or I won out, mainly because Mount had one more game. Well, actually, I don't think Mount played against City.
He played the first game, did he? He didn't play the first game, Mount.
No, he didn't play the first game, but he played the second one.
That's it.
Went out there, gave it 110%, and smash and assist. And he got one for Curry Barnes. But who knows? It might even be on the way out this coming game week. That's what I'm thinking.
Right, okay. So Mount didn't do too well for you. And you haven't, obviously, you were looking quite good before Christmas, weren't you, in the league?
Look, I was. Experience-wise, I've been world-class, but FPL-wise, been absolutely miserable.
So you're sitting on 1,018 points. You are 2 points behind the big man Reed, who got 46 points, very similar, not too far. So you two are battling it out big time there. Reed, 45 points, 1 transfer. Who did you bring in? Oh, you brought Mitro in, didn't you? You brought Mitro in.
Yeah, okay.
Captain as well, good decision. A bit of a risk though with that yellow card pending, and he did suffer from that, obviously, as well.
Yeah, I think it was just because he got the yellow around the 78th minute, which made it even worse because it was like, you get that bit of hope and you're thinking, yes, it's going to happen, brilliant. And then, just gets killed straight away. So, 45 points, not the best, didn't reach the average. I think the average was 49. I'm not bottom, which I'm really, really actually happy about, albeit it is by 2 points. By 2 points.
I'll be coaching there, but
we do take it. We take it.
I'm just not bottom. I'm just happy about that, to be honest. As the points in that league reflect, we're all not exactly flying, but in terms of the league between us, it's very competitive and it's very close still. So that's what makes it interesting. But 45 could have went better, but next game week comes thick and fast. So
it's game week, and onto my team. 38 points, horrendous. Paid the price for not looking after my team. Left the armband on Mitro, on Haaland. Sorry, didn't make any transfers. Totally forgot to do everything, didn't. It wasn't the worst of the worst, but it obviously didn't make the average, and I lost my position at the top of the table, missing out on 30 points. I was going to bring Salah out, bring the likes of Mitro in, and I've got to do someone else.
I think with you missing it though, Jack, I think with the team that you had, from the looks of things, as you said there, you'd have made 1 transfer or whatever. I don't think it would have benefited you too much, and have it leaving your captain on Haaland over anyone else, like that's the worry. If you forgot your team and you think, oh no, I've a captain someone else, it could go wrong. But to be honest, on another day, Haaland might have got a goal or something. But
no, obviously you're not wrong. It's just I think with the games coming thick and fast, being obviously Chaz knows what it's like over here in Australia. It's just trying to keep, even though Chaz doesn't sleep, it's quite hard to keep up with everything, especially on the booze during New Year, Christmas period, working. You've got all the excuses. So I think, tough to keep up with. So I've suffered there, not kept on top of it. But Ollie Walker-Peel, obviously not on the pod tonight, 59 points. He moved into second place, 1,048 points. So I'm 5 behind him. 2 points in front of him is his arch nemesis, Batman and Robin, Elliot Craig, with 1,050 points. And then sitting top of the ladder, 1,063. He's not been there since game week 1 before he did the wild card. He's finally recovered from that, and he's now sitting pretty top of the table. 65 points, no transfers for this one. He'd set his team up beautifully with his Spurs players delivering, and his captaincy. His captaincy was all right with Bruno. Mikey?
It was Chaz who convinced me to do it as well.
How many Guinnesses?
Yeah. I didn't want to captain Haaland. Obviously it was a really difficult fixture for him, and so it was between Harry Kane and Fernandes, and Spurs were like a little bit out of form. But what Spurs do is they yo-yo, that they go up and down in terms of their form, that they are just quite erratic. So obviously missed out on getting the Harry Kane captain points. But at the same time, I still can't believe that there are people out there playing FPL that don't have Harry Kane in their team. He's absolutely rescued my game week there. And, for what would otherwise be a really average, mediocre game week, Harry Kane just comes in, fixes it all. So, really, really happy with that game week. Had the luxury of not making a transfer, was a little bit and ahhing about whether I take Cancelo out or not. Probably should have. But It is what it is. Chazza.
Yes. Well, I got two things. Jack, why are you laughing for? So, first one, I was just talking about the Bruno captaincy decision, where it all started. So, we're at the car park, and we had to kill some time before the Goodison Park tour. And Mikey was asking me, who should I captain? And I sort of looked at his team, and I thought, I reckon you give Bruno a go. So, he chucked it on Twitter. He was a bit unsure. Like, he didn't get nervous, but he started to get a bit shaky after thinking about the decision. So that's how that started. And then when he found out he got his nice assist, he was pumped as we were walking through Stanley Park. The second question I have, though, Jack, we may have been away for 3 weeks, but is the chat flowing on this live stream? Are there people watching? That's all I want to know.
Is there anybody out there? Where are you? Where are you? If you do want to jump in the comments, guys, please do. You can ask Chazza about his, how good Yorkshire puddings are in the UK. You can chat about what is going on in FPL this week. Give us your thoughts, give us your take, have your say. Please do like, subscribe, jump in the comments. We are here for you to give you horrendous advice and chat about Premier League and football and Chaz's mullet. So yeah, Matt, did you have a question for Mikey? I totally forgot what you asked. No, he said he had a question, but I think he made 2 comments, didn't you? Right. Tiff is in the comments. There we go, Tiff.
Yes.
She's here. Tiff, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're well. I hope your FPL has gone well over the Christmas and New Year period and you're in a good position going into 2023 in the second half. Hopefully better than what we're doing. Let's have a look elsewhere. So we've gone through the teams there. Mikey's sitting top. So congratulations, Mikey. You've done well there, mate. I'm impressed.
About time.
Do you think is that just the biggest hangover from your wild card? Is it just literally taking you that long since you messed up with that?
I don't think I've necessarily even messed up. I did have a look through all my old transfers.
You say that now, don't you?
Yeah. But in hindsight, I'm like, no, that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. And a lot of it is just like, look, sometimes, and it comes down to a player that you have versus a player that someone in your mini league doesn't have, and got it going. So yeah, really happy with that. Hello, Rubber Ducky, quack
Ducky.
To you.
What I meant.
The duck. Chazza, did you not try and meet up with Rubber Ducky when you're in the UK?
Well, Ducky's in Ireland for one, so
he's in Ireland. Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't be
that would have been some feat, to be fair.
That would have been incredible. You should have made it happen.
But I did. If I'm allowed to mention on this channel, Rev.
Is it censored or not?
No, it's not censored.
Of course, go for it, mate.
While I was on Merseyside, firstly, I'd like to appreciate all the efforts that Rev made for me, especially the Goodison game, making me feel really welcome. I like Chris and my stay at his for night, but he needs to stop snoring, for goodness sake. Also, I had a nice phone call with one of the biggest content creators in FPL, mate, and it was really nice to speak to him. So,
yeah, that's cool.
So, shout out to FPL, mate, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So, thanks for sorting that out, Rev.
No, it's all right, man. No worries.
He's on speed dial.
Yeah.
Speed dial.
Good stuff.
But that was it.
Right.
If I have any more thoughts along the way, I'll slowly put my hand up.
Thanks, Chazza. Did you play World Cup Fantasy?
I didn't. Now, did you? Did you join during the knockout stages? That's what I want to know.
No.
Okay, all right.
Never mind that, Chaz. And what about the freelancer guy you met? What's his name? Was it Dan?
Yeah, Danny. Yeah, he was brilliant. I really enjoyed the insights that he provided.
Right, shout out to Dan the freelancer.
Danny Jameson, his name is. Yeah.
Danny Jameson.
Did you manage to chat to Olivia or no?
Not yet.
No.
Still a chance.
Well, funnily enough, Chazza, Olivia is now on Sky Sports. I think if it's the same one.
I did. Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah, she's now doing all the transfer stuff for Sky. So that would have been some conversation to have with her. But I'm sure you'll get the opportunity again in the future when you come back to the UK.
Chazza doing deadline day transfers on Sky Sports would be my ultimate thing to see.
Ultimate fancy. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Love
with
it.
That'd be a great chance for you to switch your telly off. That's how I see it. So guys, welcome to Sky Sports and good morning, you lovely, lovely people.
That. Oh god.
Bosh.
I do my transfers without looking because I'm the absolute governor.
I love the way on one of those he said that. Well, he said it afterwards, like on one of the other videos. But then one of the ones from beforehand I'd seen.
Just for context, by the way, for people listening along, this is about Tom Skinner.
Yeah, he missed and poured it on off the plate. He missed the plate, and I was like, he's not as good as he makes out. That guy. What's he talking?
Really try to pick out the mistakes in there. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Well, but yeah.
Right.
On to the next topic.
No, Members League. So congratulations to Danny Nguyen, 69 points, top of the Members League in game week 19. So well done to you, mate. There is no prize on the way, but congratulations for the bragging rights. In first position in the Members League currently, though, is Matt McKay. He's on 1,181 with Quaz's Cookie Club. So well done, Matty, for the good work you're doing in the league, mate. You are top by 5 points. Nice work. In the Public League, over 1,000 players in there. Benjamin Frankland coping badly in first place with 1,203 points. Not a bad score at all.
Wow.
He has got who performed well for him. He had Pope in net. Nice work with that 10 points. So I think that played a big part in his points this week. He's currently 7 points clear. Joe Banks in second and Chris Gatton's in third. So that's looking good in there. I might have to come back to the other leagues because I've not got them in front of me. But Bonus Bank are proud sponsors for the second season. If you haven't checked out Bonus Bank, we know many of you have. You have joined. You can join for free on the platform. You can also sign up for a premium membership. You can use the code word FPL Addicts to get a 25% discount off the first month for your premium membership. But Bonus Bank have also created a FPL tool for you to use for free as well. So you can jump on bonusbank.com.au/fancy football, and on there they can show you. Basically, they've accumulated all the odds from all the bookies, all the probabilities, and come up with a probability kind of top 10, sorted the order for you as the games come along. So this week in third place with a 41% chance of getting a clean sheet is Newcastle versus Fulham. Going to be a cracking game, by the way. Two of the most informed teams in the Premier League at the moment. Clean sheet for both teams. Mikey, what's your thoughts on that?
I missed the two teams that you said.
Brilliant. Newcastle versus Fulham.
Yeah.
Newcastle have got a 41% chance of keeping a clean sheet against Fulham. Do you think Fulham haven't got the opportunity? Do you not think they've got a good chance of scoring? Or do you think...
Yeah, as good as an attacking side Fulham are, I do have to put my faith in K Trips. He's obviously the FPL beast this season, and that's all down to the fact that Newcastle are just such a solid defensive outlet, and I wouldn't bet against them.
Very good shout, mate. How many clean sheets have Newcastle got in a row now? Is it 4?
Too many.
6?
Yeah, but Elliot's loving it.
No one's got it on hand. Perfect. Great work with the stats, lads. So let's have a look at it. I'll find it for us. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I called it. Four clean sheets in a row. Nice work. And as Rubber Ducky says in the comments, Fulham versus Newcastle, 0-0 written all over it. I tend to agree there. Second, another 41% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Man City versus Tottenham. So City with a 41% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Probably, it's quite difficult that with Kane such good form and Kane's prolific record against top teams. Maybe I'm and ahhing about that one, but with a 54.5% chance of getting a clean sheet is Man City versus Wolves in their second game on that double game week. So Wolves have actually looked a lot better, haven't they, Chaz? Since new mate Lopetegui, what's he called?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Lopetegui.
Lopetegui. Lopetegui. Lope.
That's all right.
Tamagotchi.
Pokemon. He sounds like a Pokemon.
Oh god. Lopetegui or something like that. His name is
Lopetegui. Yeah.
Sounds like a nice pasta dish, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's Spanish, isn't he?
He's Spanish. He is. He's the one who got the he got the boot before the World. Was it the World Cup or the Euros even?
Bruno Lage?
2018
Yeah, the Euros.
World Cup.
Yeah, I was just about to
2018 World
say,
Cup.
like, I don't know what his name is, but for some reason now I am hungry. His name sounds delicious. I'd order it off a menu. You know.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That a Traore, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the hell are we on about?
Yeah, so Jack, you
digressing.
asked me a question. It would have been about Wolves under new management, and he's getting some points, but I also feel in other games, especially the Man United one, I felt he was relatively unlucky. It was a massive win away at Everton, and considering their chances to survive this season, they really needed that win. And what a goal that was by Aït-Nouri, very last minute too. Sorry, Rev. I know he's straight on the phone. He's looking up the stats. Just another miserable day at Goodison Park, and we witnessed murder.
Another.
All right, elsewhere where no one's been murdered, top 3 players to score probabilities. 3rd place, don't know how it keeps making. We said this before when we saw this. Julian Alvarez for Manchester City against Tottenham. 43% chance of scoring. Haaland versus Man United is a 47% chance of scoring, and Haaland again against Tottenham is basically a 58% chance. So all them probabilities have been put together, accumulated from all the bookies, odds from across the betting world and probabilities, and they've been put together into this fantastic engine, and they're your best odds. No doubt everyone's got Haaland in the team anyway. But let's move on from there. Thanks, Bonus Bank, for providing that. Into the preview, upcoming game week fixtures. Let's have a look at the topic, triple captain. Now, been seeing a lot on this. Listened to a few podcasts as well, and a lot of people talking about triple captain. Is this the week to triple captain on this double game week? Rev.
It is for me. I don't know about anyone else.
Who, what, why, where, when?
First of all, it's the Nordic Meat Shield. Why? Because he is Erling Haaland. He's also got a double game week. I think last time, sorry, Jack, but last time, Man City did play Man United. He did get a hat-trick.
Yeah.
He looked really good. As a physical presence in between your defenders.
Yeah.
And so, you are missing a couple of key players at the back at the moment. So it does look like
Luke
now's
Shaw
the time.
is the world's best centre half, mate.
Wow.
Next to Harry Maguire. Listen, United we'll have our flat back 4 again. We'll have our proper 4 at the back now. I think Varane, Martinez will come in, Shaw left back, Dello right back. Jobs are good and
yeah,
Bosch.
Potentially, yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I think for me, the reason why I'm moving on it now and not wait until later is because right now there's no Champions League fixtures. And so, now's the time. Like, if you want to avoid as much pep roulette as possible, that's the reason I'm doing it now. But I obviously understand if someone wants to wait for a double game week with better fixtures. But I just think by the time that we get that, there might be a little bit more rotation from Man City as they progress.
Yeah, because I think there's another double game week for City in game week 23, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Palace and it's not Palace. It's Aston Villa and who else is it?
Aston Villa and Spurs, is it?
Yeah. So it's just a case of Villa or United.
Aston Villa and Arsenal, yeah, it's a better team.
Oh yeah,
better North London team. So yeah, I mean that looks that. Is that not a better? Is that more attractive
that much better
or not?
I don't think it's that much better. I think obviously Arsenal are the team to beat right now. So like they're the hardest.
Arsenal United's defense are looking.
It's the hardest possible fixture that you can get in the Premier League right now is to play against Arsenal.
I think the main thing from my
Manchester
perspective is Haaland's going to get 180 minutes probably over these next. These 2 fixtures coming up now in 20. Come February, I think Champions League's back then, so it could be a case of he might get rotated or rested. For the Villa game, and he plays the Arsenal game. So there is that possibility with that game being on the Sunday, and if they have Champions League on a Wednesday or whatever it might be, even the Tuesday, So I can understand completely why Mikey's considering it or even going for it. Yeah, I think it's justifiable, but I just don't. I think people are a little bit wary of it being a double. The thing with the triple captain chip is it's probably the least useful chip. I think use it whenever. You could get lucky, you might not, but it's just one of those. You just take a chance, don't you? So I think that's with that. Even if you were to get a lowish score or underwhelming score, I think putting it on Haaland's probably the best decision you can make.
The thing is, if he scores 2 goals over those 2 games, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like it's still a good use of the chip. So I'm not really frightened about it because I think a lot of people will be doing it as well. So his effective ownership is going to be through the roof, and I'll be celebrating my Haaland goals this week, whilst everyone else will have them, and also be captaining them and being like, "Oh, I don't want him to score goals just because of effective ownership." So
and the early kickoff
wild, yeah.
Put you off for Mike,
This is what I was about to say, Reedy.
He's a robot.
Early kickoff, isn't it? It's the early kickoff.
It doesn't matter to him. He's a robot.
I just don't think United are a lot more organised now, and I just don't think it's going to be that easy. Like Casemiro, Varane, when they played together, I think it's like they've only conceded 1 goal. I just don't know if City are going to run riot again like that. I just don't think it's going to be allowed. We're in great form. So that's why I'm questioning whether it's a good time to do the triple captain on Haaland. So I'm a bit up in the air. If you're in the comments, please do jump in and let us know if you are going to triple captain this week and who you'd put it on. Chazza, do you have a question? You have your hand raised, but you feel free to jump in anytime, mate.
Okay, sure. Well, I just hate intervening with people from.
Are you joking? Look, listen, like I just did to you. Feel free to go for it, mate.
Sure. So I heard Rev is considering triple captain Haaland, and if it doesn't pay off, one of my favourite things about the Rev is him moaning about his fantasy football team, because after the Tottenham Aston Villa game, I have to say it as it is, he did not shut up about his day, where he was talking about, I've got 10 points to make up against Jack at the top of a mini league. Kane is playing. Perisic is playing. Kepa as well. And they all blanked. And I just wouldn't hear the end of it. And just I was just like, I thought that was my time. You know what I mean? I was like, now's my time. I'm finally going to get back to the top of the league. And I was just, and then I saw the fact that Aston Villa tonked Spurs. And I was just like, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Of course. It's just how this season has been for me. Is I move on Spurs players against Villa because I think they're going to do well, and then I'm stuck with them for the week after, and then they do great.
I'm just going to jump in with Rubber Ducky. He said, I wouldn't triple captain a player everybody will have the armband on. The biggest impact is when there's a split decision in the community. And someone who looks like they're going to be going elsewhere on the triple captain, potentially, or just a captaincy, is Quentin Dunn from FPL Amateurs of Oz. Happy New Year, Q. Hope you're good. He's asked if I'm jumping on the Rashford captaincy this week. He is doing that. I'd love to jump on the Rashford captaincy. I think it's a great shout. 7 in 6. He's become a robot, as Q's added there. So, listen, it's a great shout as well. Loving what Rashford is doing. And it's probably differential whether he could triple up on there, to be fair, but maybe just the captaincy to stay safe. Don't know. Chazza, did you have your say on that? Sorry, on the triple captain. Have you made a comment and decision on that? Would you recommend?
Not yet. And in fairness, I haven't put a lot of thought into the specific chip. So I'm just going to roll with it just for the normal captaincy. Don't really know who on yet, but I feel Haaland may be the more reliable option.
Fair enough, mate. A couple of people are saying they're going to put the captain up.
I can't believe people are going against Haaland, man.
Haaland, not to sort of scare you a bit, Mikey, but Haaland has only scored, I think, in one early kickoff that they've had, City.
How many early kickoffs have they had? One.
They've had a few. They had the Brentford one. Remember that one? Brentford, they got beat 2-1. Foden scored in that one. They've had a few, but he's only scored in one, I think. So make of that what you will.
It's a myth.
Come Saturday afternoon when United have won 3-2 and Haaland hasn't scored any. You just I can't believe Maxi's saying that. That's disgusting. What I've just said.
When we chatted yesterday, I said 3-2, didn't I? That's why.
Yeah. So
just flow straight off.
Like you say, all it takes is one goal from him, and already you've kind of nailed it really there, and he picks up some bonus and so on. So yeah, good luck to you if you do it, Mikey. Good luck.
Yeah, it's on. It's there. It's activated.
Oh, here we go. We'll get jumping in that. Tiff has added, she's given up on a third City man. I think of going either Ericsson as my third United or go Rodrigo. Am I nuts? Is she nuts, Chaz?
It's a great shout.
No, it's a really good shout, especially the Rodrigo one, because Leeds are set to embark on a really good run of fixtures, and he's somewhat back on his scoring run.
Beautiful.
I love that as a shout from Tiff. Like, I think me and Chaz were talking about Rodrigo.
Did you post that in the chat the other day as well? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Not me.
And we were just like, I can't believe none of us are on this guy. And I've just had other things to do, but I also don't want to move on him right now. But yeah, he's definitely on my radar.
All right, lovely stuff. All right, any what's next? Cancelo, keep or sell?
Oh, this is going to split the community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's keeping him? Who's holding? Who's selling? Get in the comments. Let us know if you are doing either. Chazza, hold or sell?
Go to me first. Well, I'm about to do my transfers later, and I think he might be on the way out.
Oh, he's on the periphery of getting rid. Read it in or out, mate.
He's a hold for me because
hold.
I made my transfers early.
You always do this.
I was done and dusted after game week. What was it? Game week 18, even probably or whatever. But I did mine. So yeah, I've took a -4 on mine anyway.
Did you transfers that early? Waiting a week.
Didn't even think. Oh, there's loads of cup games to come. But luckily, my transfers anyway were for a team who only had one cup game, so I was all right in that respect once that was done and dusted. But yeah, so I'm keeping Cancelo. I'm not going to a -8 on that one. There's no point. If he plays, he plays. If he gets some minutes, brilliant. If he doesn't get any at all, which I'd be hugely surprised if he doesn't get any minutes or start at least one of them games, I'd be very surprised. And I've got backup on the bench if so. So he's a hole for me for now.
Fair enough. Rev, where are you at, mate?
Sometimes it's a question with Man City players, like who's going to blink first, you or Pep. and I just totally fear that if I sell him, he starts both games. Like, I just reckon that happens. I think they're two really difficult fixtures, and I think he'll want the players that he trusts the most. Obviously, this young lad is looking really good.
Rico Lewis for the Ballon d'Or, that's what I say.
Yeah, but like Pep was in the media this week talking about how he's like a little Philip Lahm, which is high praise.
It's a big shout.
It's a massive shout.
Rev,
there's only a similar player.
I'm nervous about Cancelo.
Phil Lahm, Dennis Irwin.
Rev, you need to understand on Pep, he's a weird and intense human being, especially talking about Calvin Phillips after World Cup, how he's overweight. And then a few days later after the Leeds game, he says, I love the guy so much. And you just don't know where to stick.
Because he can cuddle him.
Yeah.
He said he had a very sexy body, didn't he?
Yes, that's right,
Yeah. That was quite funny, yeah.
Are we talking about Pep here still, by the way?
No, that's Pep talking about Calvin Phillips.
All right.
Yeah, it was a really funny interview.
Yeah,
like, well, I love his body. Very sexy.
Pep's come up with some. Apparently, he's got some ridiculous ideas for the game against United on Saturday. So you never know. Might end up playing a back five with Rico and Cancelo for all we know. But
exactly. Like, I can't sell Cancelo before a double game week. I'm not doing it. If he still blanks again, obviously he's out the door. But for now, I'm holding. And then we've got 2 games to get more info then. Whilst it's like not a very big risk, it's still a risk, but it's mitigated by the fact that there are 2 games.
Yeah. On the subject of City players, similar to Cancelo, really, is Foden still a hold? Do you think?
Yeah.
Foden
Chazza, you're right there, by the way, just moving shit around.
Yeah, good. So I was
Chaz
Sorry, mate, we're boring you.
is
taking a moment to just organise his life.
Chaz is unpacking a suitcase from England.
Yeah, so I'm just unpacking. How many programs have you got there, mate?
So from a Palace game, I got 5. Arsenal would have been 11. I bought 6, stole 5 from the bar.
11 match programs.
Did you leave
the
Rebs?
He's selling them, Mikey. He's making a profit.
It's going to be about 5. So
yeah. God. Chaz has got a library of match programs now in his room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. So do you think? What do you think about Foden then? If I don't know if any of you guys have got
I
Foden.
quite laugh at that. I mean, if they're not going to be taken by people, you may as well just grab them.
That's very true. It's very true, mate.
Chaz has been on the rob in the UK.
Yeah, I think it's called a whole.
No wonder he went back to Australia early. He thought he was going to get found out.
Right. Reedy, third time lucky, mate. Are you talking Foden as a replacement for KDB, or are you talking replacement for KDB?
No, I'm not going to get rid of him this game, but I just think that Foden and Cancelo have been the ones that people brought in from the beginning of the season, put their faith. Yeah. Foden probably people expected to be rotated and a bit of a risk. Cancelo not so much, but keeping Foden still, would you say that's probably okay still, more so than Cancelo, I would say. Do you think he's still a risk of being on the bench, or would you expect
Foden? Yeah, I think he's risky. Yeah, I think he's still the same. I don't think it changes.
It's one of those where if you have him, you're kind of obliged to just keep him, just as Nicky said there. I think so. If you have him, you have to keep him because there's 2 game weeks. There's 2 games this game week. But if you don't have him, he's defo on a void. I wouldn't go out and get him. Not a chance.
Yeah,
but if you have him, you've kind of got to stick.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping him. I mean, as I say, for now at least, anyway. So, yeah.
All right, KDB. When will the points come in? Whose comment was that?
It wasn't me.
Me. KDB not doing great at the moment in terms of FPL points.
Yeah.
So but hopefully this week he he does bring it in. Like everyone's talking about bringing KDB in this game week, whereas literally like 2 weeks ago everyone was like, we've got to sell him. And I think sometimes it's one of them where hopefully like that bit of FPL patience really pays off for when you hold a player.
Let's bloody hope so. Next one.
Yeah, no.
Rashford essential. Yes is the answer. Price, form, team form, everything, fixtures. Get him in. He's got to be in. If you haven't got him in already, he has to come in instead of, you are a champion, just like you, Chazza.
Right.
So I think
I've not been on Rashford. Yeah, I wish I had Rashford instead of Bruno for sure. But
I'm sure we'll find out about your transfers soon, mate. Ducky's just jumped in again. Do you stick with Salah or take him out for KDB? I actually had both of them, and I actually took Salah out, and I've retained KDB. So that's from me. I just felt Salah's not just doing the business. I had a bit of faith in him coming in after the new year, with that after the unlimited, when the Premier League returned, but it hasn't happened, has it really?
I think if it's one or the other, and that's one of your priority transfers for this week, it's got to be KDB in, because it's almost like if you put him in now, you're going to hold him until at least 23 when City double again, and Liverpool in terms of their fixtures and how they've or how Salah's looked. If you isolate him alone, you'd probably go with KDB, although they've both not been absolutely amazing since the World Cup, considering Salah got his rest and KDB was out the World Cup early. So just KDB, you'd have to bring him in for Salah, I'd say, with the doubles coming up. Double.
Nice one. Colm is back in the comments. Happy New Year, Colm. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for jumping back in. Good to see you around here. He was looking at Cancelo to either Shaw or Botman. Obviously, that would probably presumably make that a double up at the back with Trips. And then Darwin to Kane, but I'm more likely just going to Darwin to a Brentford forward. So would that be Wissa or Mbuemo? Because Tony's not, he's out, is he?
Tony's injured, as far as we know, until we get the press conferences today. He had a leg injury, so
yeah.
yeah.
Right, nice one.
Brady-
So Colm, let us know what you're thinking, mate, to bring
Brady, I have
for
a
your
big
Brentford.
question. Do you reckon Tony put a gamble on himself to be injured during the month of January?
Ooh,
I honestly
wow.
don't know, Chaz. I don't know. I really don't know. But I heard one of the Oxford players apparently bet on himself to get booked against your boys the other Monday or this
That's
Monday.
right.
So it's rife in the footballing world. But I was just going to say on Colm's question there, I'd be in favour of Botman.
Cheaper.
One of them too. I think Botman's a great shout.
I think Botman's 4.4, Shaw's 4.8, I think, or 4.7, I think. So maybe a bit more.
But also, just as well on the subject of Darwin, there's some rumours apparently that came out yesterday that Darwin's injured and he's going to be out. Now, this was via FPL Focal on Twitter. Just basically, he wasn't in training. He was missing from training, which I did check.
He was missing shots in training, was he?
Well, he's missing everything, and
he misses everywhere.
Yeah, he's missing from training, missing opportunities on the field.
He missed the urinal the other day as well, I heard.
Oh God!
Oh.
About those secret cameras, Jack. But
from your postman,
the trusty postman. Yeah, so I don't think there's any cause for alarm, unless Klopp confirms that today. But apparently, he was doing a private interview with a fan. Now, I don't know if you've seen a guy who does all these TikToks for Liverpool and makes these crazy, silly chants.
My days!
Yeah.
So cringe, man.
So apparently, this guy was meeting Darwin for like a special interview or private interview type of thing, getting to meet him.
I love him.
And that's the reason he wasn't in training. So, as I say, we'll wait until the pressers, see what Klopp says, whether he is injured or not. But I don't think he will be. So if any of you guys have got him, which I think at least one of you have, haven't you?
Calm.
I think you'll. Well, no, I mean on the podcast.
All right.
Yeah, on the pod, you might be able to keep him or sell him depending on the news. So.
I just think just to go back to Colm's question, if you don't have Harry Kane, you need to get Harry Kane.
Do you though, Mikey? Because let's go on to Harry Kane. That's a good segue actually, because he's on a yellow card, similar to Mitrovic. He gets this yellow card. So in the Premier League, you have I think it's 19 matches. On the 19th match, the yellow card gets wiped out after. Yeah. So for the City game, he's back to normal for that. But if he gets the yellow in the Arsenal game, he then misses the City game. So
I think he will know that though, and he'll know that these are two really important fixtures, and he has to be available for it. He knows. So if he goes out, and gets
got booked.
Yeah, there's a difference between knowing, putting yourself into a challenge, and then talking yourself into a booking like Mitrovic did. So, North London derby, passions are high. They want to win the game, and say Kane, all it takes is a silly, say something to the ref or kick the ball away. It could happen. It could happen.
High shin tackle like Felix.
Oh God. Yeah, straight red.
Yeah,
straight red then.
But
yeah, so
thoughts on getting him into your team after the next 3 game weeks suspension?
I don't think he picks up a yellow. I think he knows these games are too important.
By the way, I am completely contradicting myself here because I have brought Kane in, just so you know.
Yeah.
But in all fairness,
so you agree with me then? What the heck?
In all fairness,
what an idiot!
Can't believe this, man.
I did it last week. I obviously made my transfer straight away, almost rage transfer, because I brought Mitro in for Kane, and I was like, right, get this guy out. Kane's back in. I had the exact money to do it as well, so that was another factor into why I did it. Yeah, but at the same time, I do say that if you've got other fires to put out, bringing Kane in with him being on a yellow might not be a priority. That's what I would say, in terms of for being a bit cautious with it. But I do agree in terms of having him in our teams, whether it be you've already got him now, Mikey, like yourself, or whether after this Arsenal game, he doesn't pick up his yellow or he does get a yellow and misses the City, you have got to have him because he's just bringing in points. Simple.
I do feel like Reedy's talked us into buying him, selling him, buying him, selling him, buying him, selling him. But I think to generalise what he said, he went, just be aware that he is, maybe perhaps on a yellow, like one more yellow, he's out. He'll miss that other game, but definitely buy him. So next one, keepers. Rev, I'm going to let you take this one, mate. So you've been loving your keeper action this year.
Oh, mate,
So,
this has been goalkeeper year, hasn't it? Like,
is it Ward? Is it Kepa? Who's starting?
I'm going to be starting Ward against Forest.
And is this more just for you, this thing, or this discussion point?
Well, I just know
has everyone got him?
I've got Kepa and Ward, and I'll be starting Ward as well.
Yeah. Well, I just think that, like, just for the fantasy managers listening along, like, one of the things that I know that I've forgotten to do in the past is like, if I've got an option of a goalkeeper, I just forget, because we focus too much on the outfield players. So it's just like more of a reminder that if you are one of those many fantasy managers who are on Kepa and Ward, you've got options this week. And so, yeah, I'm defo going for Ward against Forest, and I think Kepa, is looking quite shaky at the back for Chelsea at the moment. So some injuries, some bad luck going on there. Could see the back of Graham Potter soon.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, defo.
Don't think he's going to get the time?
No.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. Like, you just look at the players, and they all just look dejected.
Did anyone watch the Chelsea game? I didn't catch it. But Felix apparently did play well. No, did he play well?
Yeah, like, one of the first things that happened, like, just straight off the bat, he like nutmegged someone and just like almost set up the goal, which I think Havertz just absolutely missed, and I think João Felix just got so sick of playing with Havertz that he went, sack it, I'm getting sent off. I can't be on this pitch with him anymore.
Oh my god, I'm just going to go and absolutely murder someone's knee or shin.
Yeah.
But elsewhere, right, so cheers for your thoughts on there, lads. Obviously, a few takeaways for people to consider. Just want to mention to one of our partners, EPL Live. If you've not downloaded it already, get yourself on top of that. It's just on Chaz's face at the moment on the screen. So you can jump on iOS or on Android. So EPL Live app. So it's all live scores, instant news. You can catch all the latest information there. Use it for stats. Got some.
I feel like I'll have to do it that way, won't I? I feel like what was that program years ago with the
Art Attack?
You could watch it as a kid, and it'd have like a.
The cartoons one, the mimes and that. The meme,
that was nostalgia for a minute there. Did all?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for ruining the advert, mate. But anyway.
As you were, Jack.
So EPL Live app, download that, latest news, views, information. We've got a few articles that we do post on there when Ollie can get around it, and Chaz sometimes.
I need to do one.
On there.
It hasn't been good enough by me.
Mate,
I haven't given it 110%.
Mate, do it on the plane. Do it on the plane. You're doing about 99%. Get better. But that is the EPL Live ad. The panel preview.
Hey, this is what happens, Mikey, when Jack's not top of the league anymore. His head goes.
Mate, Felix moment. I'm having a Felix moment. So let's get on to our teams. Who's up first? Oh, here we go. Rev, you're in transfers and you're captain for this week. What moves are you making, sir?
Yeah, so triple captain on Erling Haaland. I think we've already discussed that. And then the other move that I'm making is Fernandes to Rashford, and then I'm rolling my other transfer. I think there's going to be some other double game weeks getting announced soon. So my plan is
Is this not mad? Is that a free transfer or a hit?
It's a free transfer. I've got two transfers, and I'm only using one, so I can.
And you're taking a United asset, a double game week fixture with Bruno, who's not in bad form.
One assist in the last 3 games, yeah. Like,
why don't you take Martinelli out?
Because I've got too much value up in him, but also like Arsenal could double soon as well, so I'd only want him straight back. So the plan is
23 anyway, Mikey.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got 3.1 mil in the bank going into next week with 2 free transfers, and hopefully I'll be attacking some double game weeks in there. Obviously might be bringing in some, like, a Liverpool player potentially, but we'll have to see on what fixtures get announced. But yeah, simple.
Mate. Nice, mate. Simple's trip cap on Mr. Nordic Meat Shield. Nice work, mate. Well, wishing you luck with that one, and hope I might have to move. Thing is, this is where it gets a bit more tactical in this league. Now you've gone above me. and
Yeah.
triple captain Haaland, I'm going to have to have a look at what I'm going to do now because I want to get back up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you hear that, Reedy? I'm in
gonna
his
force some
head.
moves.
I'm in his head, man.
Rent free.
Ooh, loves
It
it.
depends if I remember to do my team or not after this. Innit?
Yeah.
True.
Read it. You are up next. Go before it, mate. What's going on?
Yeah. So Ward in goal this week.
He's in the pipes.
Some people would say that Kepa against Palace at home would definitely be the pick, but I've just had enough of the Chelsea defence. I mean, Leicester defence probably isn't much better, but it is away against Forest, so I just thought, you know what, take a chance, go with Ward. Back three, obviously Trippier, no doubt about that. He's been terrific this season. Cancelo, question mark over whether he'll get the start or any minutes at all. But I did bring in Perisic, so I did take the -4 to bring Perisic in. A little bit hasty on that one. And I'm
Got
now
a big Gary Neville. Ooh.
Yeah, now I'm thinking
For
about
that
it, or afterwards when I was thinking about it, I was thinking I should have done Shaw instead.
Sure,
But I did it, so Perisic is in there. He's got Arsenal City. I'd imagine he'll play both games. Whether he'll get any clean sheets is probably unlikely. Rashford, at the moment, the captaincy is on him.
Hey up.
You fancy Rashford?
Hello.
Hey up.
Was it Man United fan that you are?
Get lost. You behave yourself. So Rashford, I'll put the captain's armband on him. I think more the second game than this first one against City. I think Rashford can do well against Palace. He's gone the penalties by the looks of things at the minute. He's in form, so what's not to like? And Miggy, Newcastle flying at the minute. I know that Ducky and yourself, Jack, believe that'll be a 0-0 between Newcastle and Fulham, but I just think they're both as good as each other, and I expect it to be a big goal-scoring game. I'm thinking 2-2 or a 3-1 Newcastle or something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to keep him. Unfortunately, I've got to keep Fernandes and Foden. Both got doubles, so why would I take them out? Martinelli staying, and then I've got Kane and Haaland up top. So, very similar, probably similar team to Mikey, apart from maybe Fernandes and Foden. But, yeah, that's my team for this week at the moment. Probably benching White yet again. He got 7 points last week, and I had him on my bench. But hopefully Arsenal concede in the form of Harry Kane scoring against them and breaking that record. So, yeah.
You get stung a fair bit on your benches, don't you?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, springs to mind.
But I mean, I've got 7. Is it 7 doublers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or is it 6? No, 7 with Cancelo. But it's just a question of minutes, and he'll start and play in games and concede.
Cancelo's definitely playing one of them. He ain't getting rested for both. He's definitely playing one, so he's in your team, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nice, mate. Rashford on captain. Who are you thinking, like, saying Haaland's going to be your vice? Is that definitely going to stay like that, or do you go elsewhere?
Well,
so risky, man.
Well, it's deadline day today. Obviously, in terms of the UK, it's 6:30 because we've got a game tonight between Villa and Leeds, which I'm sure will be a blinder. Maybe not. But yeah, so up until now, at the moment, nearly 11:20 in the morning UK time. It's on Rashford.
Any more details?
I'm nervous for you, man.
It's 80-20 at the moment. 80 for Rashford, 20 for Haaland. That's how it is.
I like it.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get in your head as well, mate. Not listening to him.
He's not got Rashford, have you, Mikey?
I do, yeah. You've just
watched
me do me team. You
just watched him bring him in.
I thought it was like he didn't have him. Who's not got him?
We had a whole discussion about how I'm moving Fernandes to Rashford.
No, I think he had his eyes closed at that point.
Yeah, I might snooze
He's probably thinking about his chicken tikka butty.
Chicken tikka butty. No, I had full English this morning, Mikey. You know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That doesn't sound like a sunshine chicken curry to me, Brady. But one of the perks of being on bottom of a mini league is that I'm not getting into anyone's head because I'm last. You got to think of the perks. Think of the positives.
Think of the positives. Yes. The only way is up.
Yeah, the only way is up. But speaking to me, is it time for me to show my team? Yes, bang, we got it. All right, here we go. So, the transfer plans, we're going to take a hit. Now, we love a bit of a hit. So we got the Hitman and the Shitman. They're both based in Britain. They were in October. They still are. But it sounds like I've turned into a shitman.
Totally forgot about the Shitman.
considering I'm last in the Middle League. But
I'm surprised the Burger King hasn't made an appearance yet, though. To be fair.
Oh, he was thinking about popping up earlier actually, and I was like,
You're now the shit man, Chazza, as your bottom. Anyone who's bottom's the shit man. Anyone who takes more than a minus 4
that's
is
why
a
I'm
hit.
taking the mantle. But that's it.
Here we go.
Going to draw people to watch this content.
That's what you
So
come
the
for.
transfers I was thinking were Mount to Rashford, Cancelo out for Luke Shaw, and Darwin out for Harry Kane.
Solid.
Yeah,
Makes
that's what.
sense.
Why wouldn't you do that?
-4.
Oh, it's a 4. You've got the 2 threes.
That's a really good -4, mate.
It's the sensible thing to do. Yeah, completely. But the dangerous one of those moves really is the Cancelo move. That's the dangerous one. I don't think it's too dangerous because I do think he won't start one of these games, but I just don't know which one. That's the problem. Yeah. Can you do just Mount and Darwin to Kane and Rashford?
Nah, I've got to fund the Darwin move based from getting Cancelo out.
Oh God. Oof, tricky one.
It is a tricky one indeed. That's right. But we got to go out there and just give it our all. That's what fantasy football's all about.
Yeah.
Are you doing these transfers live?
Look
at Jack was sat there all quiet going, right, next question.
I was actually talking, but I realised I was on mute for the last 60 seconds.
Right. Let's crack on. Let's bloody
he's doing it.
Oh, no.
Right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Chazza, the mullet, is making transfers live on the podcast. He has just made the move from Darwin Núñez to Harry Kane, and he's also set up Mount to Rashford, so Rashford coming in, and Luke Shaw for Cancelo. Oh, it all happened. That's escalated very quickly, and he's just put the captain's armband on Haaland, vice captain Kane. That was quick. I thought we were going to have an opinion as you did it, but never mind.
No way. Oh no.
So that was a -4, correct?
Oh, apparently, guess what?
Shaw's out.
No.
Kane's
Don't transfer before presses. Rookie move. That's the saying apparently, Chazza. That's not from me, by the way, because I did mine last week. So yeah. But according to Tom, you don't transfer.
Tom,
you were telling me like bringing in Harry Kane is a bad move, and then you've gone and done it yourself. You're telling Chazza not to go early on his transfers, but you made yours last week. Come on, bro. What's going on here today, man?
Hey, listen, you aren't playing my game. You'll see by game week 35. I'll be top.
Listen,
okay.
I think the last time we did this right and slagged off Chazza, like we made him do a shit wild card.
Oh, we told him not to bring him in.
We told him to.
And he went on that absolute fire run, didn't he?
Yeah. But we weren't telling him not to do this. Jack, you wanted the content, mate. You wanted him do it live. So
so I've done it. More importantly, Jack, I hope you appreciated the content on the socials over the festive period for FPL Addicts. I enjoyed delivering it.
Absolutely, mate. I've not kicked you off it yet, so you can more than welcome to keep delivering. You've still got a job. Listen, good moves are good. Probably should have waited for the presses, but never mind. But good luck, Chazza. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. And the transfers live, even better for content. But let us know what you think in the comments. Has he done the right moves? Colm just mentioned that Reedy is playing devil's advocate with himself. Pretty impressive.
Great shout, Colm.
Yeah,
what a shout.
Here we go. What have we got? Tom, suppose us Aussies will be in bed by the time we get the news anyway. That is correct. So we've got to go early and guess what is going on. Other news. Let's have a look at my team. Are we on the right one? Yeah, here we go. So I've made how many moves have I made? I've made 3. Yeah, I've taken a hit this week. So I've gone.
He's bottled it.
Botman has come in. I've taken. Who the hell's gone out? I can't remember who I took out. Who was in defence?
We'll tell you. I'll have a look for you, Jack. So you did before that. You basically had
Cucurella.
And Cucurella.
Oh yeah,
mate. He was absolutely pony at defending, isn't he? So
Terrible.
Cucurella out. Botman in. Saved a bit of cash as well.
Ericsson. Oof.
Christian Eriksen. Listen, I've got these. I've got the vibes. I've got the Ødegaard vibes again. Obviously, when I brought him in, killed it. Eriksen's my next guy. Love him to pieces. That United midfield of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Fernandes is absolute fire. So Eriksen's my pick. He's on obviously a lot of set pieces. Technique's unbelievable. 2 games. I think there's going to be goals in both games. So he's the man to set him up for Rashi, who's going to be bagging them. Up top, Harry Kane has returned back to the lineup. So buzzing to have him back in. He's got a great record against Chaz's Arsenal. He's got a pretty decent record against City as well from memory. So I've got a fair few triple lineups. Guaita is still in goal, even though Palace are short. But he is in there for save points. Hopefully get something done, concede 10 goals or something. And yeah, listen, feeling good about the team. Looking quite strong, looking pretty healthy. Oh, I didn't get rid of Cucurella. Tell a lie. I got rid of Patterson. So Cucurella's still in there. There you go. I just had to scroll down a little bit, so my apologies.
Right, so what's the reason for keeping Cucurella then? Why didn't you move him out?
Not too sure.
Patterson's injured. I know
Patterson's out till February, isn't he? So I had to get rid of him. Yeah, so I had to get rid of him. So I thought it'd be a good move just off a squad, and then I can move it around just in case.
Just thinking you could have had more money for that extra midfielder instead of Eriksen, but he's got the double.
No, but I wanted Eriksen.
Yeah, fair play.
So I thought about my transfers instead of panicking like you.
It's all good, mate. You've gone with Botman, Eriksen, and what? Kane, is it?
Harry Kane.
So you've got 2 out of the 3 that all of us haven't got, which I think Newcastle will concede this time.
Well, listen, it's going to be a 0-0 in it, so we'll see how that goes.
That's what he wants. No wonder he said 0-0 before, boys, because he brought in Botman. He wants the double Newcastle clean sheet. 4 clean sheets in a row. One of the most formed teams. Cancel each other out. That would be lovely. Mitrovic is back, though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, but, mate, that big Dan Burn will take care of him. Absolute unit. But I think it's time for that time of the pod. It's CC with Chaz. Captain's Corner.
I don't have a son organised, okay? So I woke up from a nap at 8:50 and then Bane had to hit the stream 5 minutes later. And this is a huge transitional jump for me to get into the captaincy section, only because I was on a chat with a few of my friends and we were talking about what's the best shopping work at Worky Wines. Don't ask me how the conversation started, but here we are. Game week 20, 3 options. Look, I'm not going to mess around with this. We'll start off with Haaland. He had a hat-trick and assist against Man United, and he's playing them again, this time at Old Trafford, where City still managed to score 2 goals in their corresponding meeting last season. And after that, he plays Tottenham. Hasn't played him yet, but we all know what Haaland is like. Rashford is another option. 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 league games. Was it a hat-trick and 2 assists? Jeez, he was feasting. I don't know how many deli shops he visited prior, but he went whack. Rashford at home to Man City. And it tends to be a fixture, not last season, but the seasons before, where United seem to find their groove, especially against their neighbours. And Harry Kane's the last one. Arsenal at home, City away, scored against both of them in these exact fixtures last season. 14 goals and 2 assists in his 16 appearances against Arsenal. And in his last 4 matches, he's had 5 goals and 2 assists. I'm so sorry to let the audience down with no son tonight, but didn't have the time to orchestrate one. And you're not wrong. The best style is freestyle. So we've got to get to work for the next deadline. But that's it. Short and sharp. I'm still recovering from my jet lag. Thank you very much. And whatever you're doing based on your armband this game week, go out there and smash it. La boss.
There we go. The man himself, the mullet, is back, giving you your captain's corner.
Rev, why are you laughing?
Game week 20.
Because you're a legend. You're a legend. He just brings the energy with the captain's corner, doesn't he? I'm off asleep.
It's been a while. Chaz, did you do the last pod on game week 17?
I did. I loved it. It was with the
Of course you
Australian
did.
correspondents too.
Of course you did, mate. You are ever
Yeah, of
present.
course. Oh,
Ever
thank you.
present, ever delivering.
Mullets
Yeah,
using.
of course.
Well, if I'm going to be there with you, Jack, I genuinely love coming on because I know it's so much fun being on.
It is, and we have certainly enjoyed today. We are an hour and 20 to the stream. We have chatted so much nonsense. It's ridiculous, especially Christopher Reed.
We're going to chat more afterwards. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, another 10 minutes in the post-match debrief that we do have with a cup of tea. But I think that's it for today. Captain's just a final shout. Rev,
Ellen Holland, triple captain.
Reedy,
Rashford.
we do send an email.
Oh, just thinking we could all do a little score prediction for our teams, but it's probably a bit late in the day now because we're all calling captains. But yeah,
I reckon 77 for me.
huh? No,
77.
I'm talking about United City, what the score will be, and then Everton,
thought you were
and then
talking about
Arsenal, and
fantasy
Liverpool. You know, make it a
um,
little bit interesting because Everton are probably going to lose. Liverpool are going to lose. United, Gary Neville is here.
I thought Gary Neville's here.
Nino's brought the roast.
And Rubber Ducky straight in. Haven't heard so much rubbish since Reedy's wildcard. Quite funny though, because literally Reedy and Rev both had the same wildcard from what I remember.
Sure, Ducky's used this free hit
Pretty
as well. I
close,
don't know
wasn't
why he's given me Jip.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, when did we get to? Reedy, did you answer what your captain was? Rashford. Chaz.
Haaland.
Beautiful.
What about you, Jack?
I'm thinking Rashford at the moment as well because I need to take on Rev and clean him out. So I'm at Rashford at the moment. But that is all we've got time for Game Week 20, the preview pod. Your deadline is in how many hours? 8?
Who cares?
No, how many hours? 6? God knows.
18 hours. Who knows?
6:30 in the UK, 5:30 a.m. in Australia. So thank you so much for joining us. We've had a great time today, and it's so good to be back. Happy New Year to everyone. May all your FPL dreams come true. We will see you hopefully next week. And what else was I going to say? If you've enjoyed today, if you've enjoyed the podcast, please give us a like, jump in the comments, and hit the subscribe button. I might try and delete that out if I can read it. And we'll see you next time. Take care.